Right. So people, the previous session we were learning about some formulas, that is functions, correct? So we stopped at one point that we thought that let's understand about the functions after few more topics. So first what we'll do is we'll try to understand about how we can actually group and then how we can create set. Okay, there are two different things. Then after that we learn about how we can use this conditional formatting. For the conditional formatting again we'll come back to our formulas because there are few things what you have to work on to understand the conditional formatting. So first what we'll do, we'll try to understand about how we can group and set. It's very simple concept, grouping and set. So first what we'll do, we'll try to create one chart. Let me just create one simple chart. Okay. Let's sort it. All of you listen carefully. This is something related to not just technically, it's about the analysis as well. Now, if you just observe this chart, here we have say around some 17, I guess 17 rows. That means 17 unique subcategories. Sometimes, when we create some charts like this, you see the last few subcategories, they are actually very small values, correct? Usually this is fine. At least we can see sometimes, what happens when you have these companies, the sales, whatever is there, the top companies will be like very high sales, but the bottom we can see very small sales, which we cannot create the reports at all. In that case, what we do, we'll combine two or three companies or some of the companies so that at least we'll get some bar to see, right? So we call it as others. We'll combine them because they're not considered at all. But still, if you want to compare with the bigger companies, so what we do is we just combine that. We can make it as others. Now, considering that, what I'll do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 subcategories. I'll combine them. Okay, so that they'll get grouped and they'll become a separate entity. Say that means they'll become a separate subgroup. But I'm not sure whether these 5 subcategories fall under same category. They can be of different categories also, right? So how the hierarchy is category and subcategory. And in each category, there are some subcategories. But I'm not sure whether these are from that particular category only. It can be of different categories. But still, I want to group it. What I do, I will select this. See, when I select this, only that particular subcategory is selected. I want to select all the other ones. So what I'll do, hold control and I'm selecting all this. The simplest way of grouping. I just selected all these 5 different subcategories. Let me just move my cursor here like this. See, if I move my cursor, I'll get one small toolbar kind of. And you can see there is one group. Can you see here? Group members. I'll click on this. When I click on that, can you see here one new column got created. Just once I clicked on that group, you can see there is one group got created. I'll just show you. See here with the pin kind of thing, say pin icon. Previously, we had seen that ABC 1, 2, 3, the hash, so the hash, not 1, 2, 3, it's hash globe kind of thing, date kind of thing. This you can see here, there is one pin kind of thing. There's nothing but group. A new column got created. Now you can see that automatically here I got some colors, then I got some more colors here. So what I'll do, let me remove all this. I'll remove all. Now you see that I got. Let me remove the subcategory. Again, I'll just take this subcategory and I'll put it here. See, we'll sort it. Now can you see this? Again, I got the same chart without any groups. Now what I'll do, I will take this. Can you see this? There is one new column got created. Take this and I'll put it in colors. See, rest all are in one color. This will be in different color. That is like a legend what we had. Now what I'll do is, let me remove this. Let me remove this subcategory. I'll use this group so that now it has been grouped, correct? Those 5 and I'll keep it here. You just see now what happens. See, I'm getting only 2 bars. One is rest all the others have been grouped and this 5 subcategories that itself is grouped separately. But I want these things should be separated. Okay, let's keep this aside. Now what I'll do, I will just remove this group. Now this time, again, I'll take this subcategory. Same task we'll do. Now you just see, previously I selected those bars, correct? And then grouped it. This time what I'll do, I will select this labels. Can you see this labels? Select here, hold control. I selected all the 5 different subcategories. Done. Now, again, I'll move my cursor here. Can you see that I'm getting the similar kind of the toolbar? Here, I have this group. Let me click on this group. See, again, this becomes a group. One more new column got created because I created one more group here. Now, what I'll do, see here, can you see this? This itself is now one group. Now, let me remove all this. So it says group, which is the first one what we had created by using those plots, the bars. This is the one which is actually from those labels what we had created. Now, let me just drag this and drop it here. See, I'll get something like this. Now, let me sort it. I can see this group what we did. That is somewhere in the middle now because it is combining more than one would say there are some 4 or 5 subcategories. The values obviously will go high. It is coming somewhere in the middle. Understood? This is simple way of grouping, but how they are actually grouped internally? Let me show you. Let's remove this. Okay. Now I have a subcategory, the column, right? Right. And if you go here to create, can you see I have some group? Let me click on this group. When I click on this group, you can see I'm getting all the subcategories. Correct? Can you see I'm getting all the subcategories here? Now, previously I had selected with the sales value. Depending on the value, I grouped. This time, what I'll do, I will select the names. Can you see here? I'll select, say, accessories, hold control and select. And I'll select these 5. Can you see here? I have this group. Click on this group. These categories which I just selected, it becomes one group. I'll name it as group 1. See, group 1. Next, suppose I want some more to be grouped. I'll select and say group. I'll click and let's say group. Okay. Now I wanted this also to be here. So what I can do is I can drag and drop like this. Understood? Either I can already the group is there, I can drag and drop, or I can select and create group. Right? This is group 2. Let's say I want some more groups. I'll just move this also. Next, I'll select these group. I will mention it as group 3, and then all the other ones. Right click. We can say add to group. Say suppose if you think that I want to add to any of these groups, I can go. I can add here, or I can say right click and say group. You can see this. Manually, I selected based on the labels. Now I will say apply and say OK. Before going here, I can rename this as well. It is saying subcategory group 1, group 2, group 3. So what I'll do, subcategory, I will name it as group wise and say OK. See, subcategory group wise. I created one separate group. Now you just observe what I'll do is let me remove all this. I'll take this group wise and I'll keep it here. Can you see now it says group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. See, because I created a group, this is nothing but the group based on subcategories, right? Now I want those subcategories here. The group 1, what all subcategories are, group 2, what all subcategories are there. So I'll take this main subcategory column, just put it next to it. Can you see this? This I created here manually after the data has been taken into my data source. Okay. Now, if I take category as well, And if I keep it here, see now, group one, I have bookcases, appliances, art, and binders. But these subcategories can also be in other categories. Say they are not from the same category. Say, let me go here. I'll remove this group as of now. See, I have a category. Under that, I have some subcategories. But when I'm grouping, I didn't think about the categories. Let it be of any categories. I just grouped it based on the labels or names or whatever. Okay. So you understood, right, how we can group? So we can group however we want. Now, when I want to take the results, I want this by group. Let's say I'll go here group wise and I'll take the sales. See, I'm getting 4 different bars. Let me go here. See, can you see here? These are group one, group two, group three. And suppose if you want to have the breakup, so however you want, you can say I'll take the subcategory, put it in colors. See, this is the breakup. Now let me take subcategory here and I'll take this group and say color. See, there is group one, group two, group three, group four. Like this. So you can create the reports however you want now. Right. So this is the manual grouping what we did. Now coming to the group what we did by selecting the plot. The first one was based on the bars, correct? I can edit this, right click, and I'll say edit group. Can you see this? Similarly, what we had that, we are getting that group window here, this window. I'm trying to edit. So here it says others. I'll remove this include others. See, it automatically had taken include others. So I removed so that whatever group I had here, based on the selections, what I did, that 5 bars, that will become one separate group. Rest all had become others. But now I removed that. Now this 5, whatever the bars I've selected, that will be one group. Rest all will be another. And it's not a group, it is out of the group. Now let's say, okay, now if I select and put this in colors, see, let me swap. You can see that the blue colors, let me sort it. See here, these are same color because they're all in one group. Rest all is in. Now I can go here, keep that here, and I'll move this to colors. Can you see this? Here we have 5 marks. So however you want, you can keep exchanging. Now this group. So can I rename this? Yes. If you want, you can rename this. Right click and say rename. We can rename that. Say subcategory by hours. Now let me select this. Right click, edit. See, it's already the others are removed. If you think you want to go group it further, you can still group. I can rename this. Just select rename. I'll say others. I just named it as others. Say okay. Now let me remove this group and I'll take this. Let me rename this subcategory by labels. This is just to make you people understand. Okay. Then now I can drag and drop. See. So grouping can be done however you want, but based on your requirement. Okay, very simple. I can go select the columns, whatever I want to group, I can group, and then I can create the reports depending on the grouping. But the grouping need not be that always in the hierarchy. Now, in this case, category and subcategory, it's a hierarchy, but group and subcategory need not be hierarchy. Okay, however I want, I can group it. Right, let me remove this. Now, we understood about grouping. Grouping is a very simple concept. There is one more concept called a set. Now, what is set? Okay. When I say group, the grouping was happening based on the columns, whatever I've taken. And suppose if I take the sales column, it was getting aggregated, correct? Now, for example, you just see, I have this group. I'll take this group. And if I take this order, they are getting aggregated, correct? Yeah. Set means it will create a separate set. It's not aggregate. So whenever I want, I can just drag and drop only those categories, subcategories or whatever values are there, only that will be selected. I don't have to go and keep on selecting anything. For example, let's say I have the subcategory again. Let me take this. Here I have so many, the subcategories. Let me take the sales value and I'll put it here. Sort it. I want these, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, these things should be a separate set. Let me select this, either the bar or the label, anything you select. Okay, can you see here? There is one something like, the Venn diagram, 2 circles or something. Let me go here and I'll say create set. Don't click on this group. Click on this create set. It'll ask what set type. Can you see that? There are some, labels here. Whatever labels are selected, only that will be there. Now I will go here and say subcategory set. I'll make it as set 1. Just I'm making a set 1 and say OK. Right? Now we just observe there it says subcategory set 1. Let me remove on this. Previously, when I was taking a group, it was grouping based on whatever subcategories I had taken. But now this set 1, I'll just drop it here. Can you see this in and out? In means whatever is inside. Out means which are outside. Usually this set is used in filters so that people will get only those values which are required. Now what I'll do, I'll take this and I'll put it here in filters. You just observe, see, I'll take only in values, say, okay. Now let me take subcategory, drop it here, see, I'll get only those which are inside the set. Understood? Previously, if it was a grouping, what would have happened? Those things would have been in one single bar. That means they are grouped. But here it's not grouping. It is having a separate set of it. So when can we use this? Say, for example, I have some 25 entities. Some products are the 25 products are there. What I'll do is I'll try to select only few, the products and create one set and keep it. Whenever I want, I can just go and drag only that particular products because every time I cannot go and keep on filtering, correct? I can go and keep on filtering those 5 products. So here, if you create a set, 25 products will be always filtered. Understood? So likewise, these 5 subcategories are required for my reports. I don't have to go and keep on selecting those 5 products. Anytime I want, I can create the reports. Understood? So this is set. Now, so many advantages of this set. What is that? Say here, art, envelopes, fasteners, labels, and supplies. 5 different subcategories are there. Now, what we'll do, let me remove all this and just sort it again. Can you see this? Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the set that I had taken. Now, what I'll do, I will select chairs. And I feel that, okay, let me take tables and I'll take this envelopes, labels, and fasteners. Now, there are another 5. Or let's take some more. Let me take storage, bookcases, accents. I want these, how many? 8 items to be as a different set now. Now let me move my cursor here and say set. I will create a set. This time I'll make it as set 2, subcategory set. Okay. Let's say okay. Done. Now I'll just drag this, drop it here in this filters. And then if you see, can you see that? Only those, how many? The 8 subcategories there, only that will appear now. Automatically. So I don't have to go and keep on selecting always. Fine. Next, we understood about set. We created one set with 5 subcategories. We created second set with 8 subcategories. Now I feel that these 2 sets are there. In that there are some common ones, right? The common ones. What we'll do, we'll go here. There is one small arrow here. I just select here. Say, do we have option there? Okay, no, it's not there. Okay. Let me go to subcategory. Or let's select this set only. Let me see. See here. Okay, forget about all this. Select the subcategory set one, right click, and can see here it says create combined set and edit set. Let me go and click on this create combined set. Now I'll get one small window like this. Understanding this is slightly confusing. Let me make you people understand. If you know about the joins in SQL or relationship in Power BI or relationship in Excel, this concept will be slightly similar to that. Okay, what is that? Let me tell you. I mentioned that I want to combine. Correct? I want to combine two sets. How many sets you have already created? Two sets. One set has got 5 subcategories. Another one was got 8 subcategories. Now it says set. If you go and click here, see, here I have set one and set. How many subcategories were there in set one? 5. Correct? 5. Now I'll say go here and I'll select set 2. Understood? You can see here it says all members in both the sets. All members means how much it will be now? 8 plus 5. Is it 13? How many were common? They were common also, right? So don't get confused. It is not 8 plus 5. Okay, if it is 8 plus 5 only, let's say, but there are some common also, right? There were some 2 or 3 subcategories which are common. So I cannot say that we'll have 8 subcategories. Now let's say here, let me name it. We'll try all of them so that you'll get idea about it, because this is slightly interesting, very important, and also slightly confusing. We'll try with all of the options. Okay. So 8 plus 5, there were some combination also. So what we'll do, I'll say combination set 1. Okay. We'll name it something like this. Now it says all members in both the set, correct? Now I'll go here. I will say, okay, done. You can see that I have one set here. Now what I'll do, I'll take this and try to filter it. Let's see how many are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So supposed to be 13. Why 10? Because 3 categories, say 3 subcategories were common. Understood? Okay. Now let's go to another one. Right click, combine set. Okay. This time we'll say shared members. Shared members of say set 1 and set 2. Don't select the combination set, because everything is there in that. Now I'm saying from set 1 and set 2, both I'm actually taking. Okay. Now I'm trying to get only those which are common. Only common. Now let's go here. I'll say okay. Let me remove this. Okay, we should have renamed it. Let me just rename this. Okay, I'll remove this and we'll take this. Where is the combination? Set 2. How many of them? Understood now? The combination of them, the common one, are only 3. Understood? Okay. Next, let me remove this. Again, let's right click, create combine set. I'll name it as combine. Combine set. Subcategory set 1 except shared members. Let me go here and I will click on this. This is something like right join and left join. It says subcategory set except shared members. How many will be there? 2. 2. Because 5 are the subcategories. And the 3 are actually shared, means both. So only 2 are there. Now let me click on this. And now if it drag, see. Now you understood the concept. It is very simple concept. Only things you have to understand. But why are you doing this? say when I have some requirement like this, you know what happens? Sometimes I want to create some reports. Okay, I gave an example of 25 products. Every time I cannot go and keep on selecting, right? Let's say I want to create top 10 products or say top, popular products. I'll select 10 of them and I'll keep it. Out of the 10, there are some which are actually always getting exported to region 1. So we have to combine them and see. So we can make a list of those sets and keep it. Whenever I want, I can just drag and drop so that I don't have to again and again go and keep filtering manually. So depending on the situations, when I want to filter some values, then I can use this set, right? Okay, let's create one more set. Right click and I'll say combine set. So this will be fourth one. Okay. And here we'll say set 1 and set 2. Here I'll select this. So how many will be now?
5.
So we had
5.
now here we have subcategory set, right?
Eight.
So how many we had
Yes.
selected? We had selected 8. 8
So
minus
8
3. So
minus
how much?
3.
5.
5.
8 minus 3. It is 5. Why? Because in subset, sorry, in the set was 2, we had 8 subcategories. 3 are common. So 8 minus 3, it will be 5. Okay. Right, people? Let's go and check. Yeah. See? Right. 5 subcategories. Okay. So by the way you're answering, it is easily understood that it is very simple to understand. But if you don't understand how they're actually working, it will be slightly confusing. But I feel that I made it more easy for you people to understand. Is it easy? But you understood where actually we can use this group and set. They are very, very interesting thing. But if you don't use it properly, you'll get wrong results. So don't get confused with grouping and set. Both act similar. Both will take a part of the columns, the values from the columns. Grouping means it will aggregate the values. Set means it will take and keep it as a separate set instead. That's all. Understood? Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go to people online and see if they're awake. Right, people. So how did you feel about these two topics? Any confusions? Any questions? Please ask me. I will answer. Group and set. You people, any questions? Understand? People online? Okay. Right. Okay. We'll move to the next topic. The next topic is about conditional formatting and the conditional formulas. Okay, so yesterday we were actually working on some functions, right? Now today I'll show you about how we can use this conditional formatting. In that, we will see how we can work on table functions as well as the conditional functions as well, so that we can cover the conditional formatting with the conditional formulas, and we can also use the table functions and we can work on conditional formatting as well. Okay, let me minimize. Let's go to our Tableau. Let me clear all this. Fine. Conditional format. We all know that conditional formatting means depending on some conditions, I should get the table or the chart highlighted. One part of something. Say for example, if the values are greater than 5,000, it should get highlighted. In Excel, what do? We'll go condition formatting, and there are so many various different condition formatting we give them. But here it is still more simple. How? Let me show you. Say for example, let me take region, okay, and I'll keep it here, region, and I'll take the sales value. A simple table. Now my requirement is I want to highlight east. If the region is east, I need to highlight. That's all. Very simple. What I'll do, I'll go here. There is one small arrow, and we create one calculated field. You know this In the previous session, we worked on this, how to write the formulas. So what I'll do here, I'll say conditional formatting region. So I'm trying to create one calculated field, conditional formatting equals region. Now what I'll do is I'll say region equals. That's all. That's all you have to do. I'll say, okay, can you see here? I have this conditional formatting, and can you see this? What is the, the label it is giving me? T/F. What is that? True or false? Okay. So the T/F means it's a Boolean value. What is Boolean? Boolean means true or false. Now this true or false, what I'll do is I'll take this and put it in color. Can you see this? This is getting highlighted. Why it is getting highlighted? That means now there are two different values. One is true, one is false. If the region is east, it is true. The rest all is false only, right? So I'm having two different values. Now what I'll do, I'll go here, I'll convert this into column chart like this. Okay. Can you see here? When I take this condition formatting here, this east is going to a separate value, and these three, the false, which is there. Can you see the true or false? But for me, I don't want this to be like separated. I want this to be in a colors. So I'll take this in legend, that is in color. See? Done. Understood. Okay. So simple. Then why are we actually struggling so much? There are so many other things. This is just to make you people understand what is condition formatting. Understood what is condition formatting? That's all you have to do. Fine. So we understood how we can actually shade one color. Now I want south to be highlighted. What should I do? I'll go here, conditional formatting, edit, and here I'll change this to south. Now I'll say, okay, what happened? South got highlighted. Okay, now I want west to be highlighted. What should I do? Again, I'll go there, right click, edit, and say west. Now, if you go and tell your client or say people who are using this, you'll say, I want the west to be highlighted. Then you'll say, okay, do one thing, right click the formula, edit that, and type west. You'll say, I don't know what is this, what I have to do. I not even understand what actually is happening. Because we are technical person. Same thing, say sometimes we ourselves will not know what to do. Then how can we tell the user to do all these things? And for user, we don't give all these, the formulas and all. We give only the output. It will be something like this. Okay. See, it will be like this. No options for him to edit. In that case, what should I do? I should give him an option that he should select. The color should change. The conditional formatting should get applied. Correct. Instead of we going and keep on changing. So in that case, what should I do? I'll tell you. We create something called as parameters. What are parameters? We write a formula in Excel equals, and if you type VLOOKUP, open bracket, you know what happens? There will be some text appearing there, right? VLOOKUP, open bracket, say lookup array, lookup value, correct? What are those? They are called as parameters. What are we doing? We're trying to pass some value. Say lookup value means we'll go and select some cell, correct? But here we don't have anything like that, but we have to create one parameter and then we have to pass the value. How to do that? Let me tell you. We'll go here. Creating parameters is again, it's a very simple task, but you'll have to understand how to create it. Okay. How to create parameters? Say, I'm trying to make you people understand with all the concepts. Otherwise, I don't want to take it as a different chapter and confuse you. We wrote a formula, region equals east, for highlighting the values that is in the chart or in the table. But now what I want is I want to make it dynamic. Correct. So what I'll do, I'll go to this small arrow here. Can you see that it says create parameter? I'll click on this create parameter. I'll get one small window here like this. It's very simple to understand. It'll ask for parameter name. I will say give some prefix so that you'll know it will be easy for me to understand. Parameter. This is for region, I'll say region. Okay. Region is text or number. The region name, is it text or number? It's text, right? Obviously, it is text. Yes, it is text. So what I have to do? I have to go here, data type. What should I do? I will select the string. String or text. Technically, it is called a string. Let me click on the string. When I click on the string, that means the value what I'm passing should be string only. Can you see this? The display format is gone. If it was number, yes, it will appear here. Now, if you go here, it says current value. Okay. So here it says current value. Can I keep it as 1? No. Can you see here I have this list? Click on this list. Because I want to create a list. Now what I'll do, I'll go here, I'll create the list. So what all regions are there? I'll say east, then west, then south, then center. We knew these 4 regions were there, we wrote. Now, suppose if I do the same thing for subcategories, can you name all the subcategories? Why? Huh? The list is very big.
List is very big.
The list is big, yes. Region was very easy. 4 regions were there, we can easily answer. But if the list is very big, you think always going to keep on typing? No. This is one way. We can type. This is one way. But what I can also do is, let's go here, add values from. This is another way. Let me go here and I'll select the region. Instead of typing, I can do this. Say, I'll go here. Let me take subcategory. See? Understood? I'm just showing you, but now here I cannot use subcategory because if I use subcategory, then you will not get any results. Just showed you, okay? Clear that. I'll click on this region. So next time, whenever you are getting any options like this, you're creating parameters. If at all you don't have the values, then only type them. Otherwise, use the columns. Okay. Right. I'll say okay. Done. This is one way, but still more easier way. I'll tell you directly. I can go this. I showed you from here because to show you how we can go to the parameter. Otherwise, I'll go to this region, right click, create and say parameter. This is still more easier. It will automatically take. See, this can be done, but at the beginning only I didn't want to show you the shortcut key in the shortcut way, but you understood, right? So you can do like this, or you can go to parameter and you can select because I wanted to show you what all options are there. Done, all of you? Okay. Now, how to make it dynamic? Just see here. I'll go to this formula, conditional formatting, right click and say edit. Okay. Can you see that region equals east or south or whatever I mentioned? I will remove this. What should I do? The parameter what I created. See, I'll just give this. Understood? I'll say okay. Done. But there should be some way where I can go and select what we'll do. Can you see these parameters here, the bottom? Right click and say show parameter. Can you see this? Now let me remove this legend. Okay. Now let me go here. Can you see? The user will have this now, right? See? Don't you feel it is easy? Don't you feel it is easy? It's very easy. Only things you have to follow the steps. If you see this first time, if someone shows, something like this, everyone will get like, oh, this is very advanced. No, nothing is advanced. All are very simple. Only things you have to understand. Now, let me go here. I will make this as table. Okay. Let me change this to table. And this will take it and put it in colors. Now I made this table. Will this work for a table? or only for charts?
It should work.
It will work for anything. For me, this part is just a visualization. Whether it is a chart or a table or a map, let it be anything for me. I'm least bothered. Okay. Now, let's say I will take a map itself. Okay. Let's go to another sheet. I'll create one map. Where is it? Let me just change this. Data is steps. Okay. Now I can see. Let me just. I'll take the sales and put in size. Additional formatting. Can I say this part is getting hacked? Or I'll do one thing. Let me take a field map. See? Can I say this? Is it getting highlighted? Now I have the drop down here. Where is the drop down? Can I see this? Getting my point? Yep. So you can use anywhere you want for any columns you want. So this is conditional formatting, and to make it more dynamic, I'm using this parameters. Okay, right. Let me remove all this. Let's go to the table itself. So we'll again take the region and I'll take the sales and convert this into table. Okay. Now what I did here is I took one small table and I was trying to do the conditional formatting. Now what I'll do with this region, I'll take category as well. Okay. On top of it, I'll take the ship mode. Right? Can you see this? Now I'll take this conditional formatting and I'll put it in colors. Can you see this? The entire we call it as pan actually. The entire pan is getting highlighted. Now what we'll do, we'll go here, right click and say show parameter. See, can you see that it's getting highlighted? Now suppose I'll put the ship mode here and region on top. See, now the column will get highlighted this way because now the region is in column wise like it. Understood? So however you want, whatever you want, you can take it. All right, next. In this table, I want to highlight all the value which are above 20,000. Now my requirement changes. I want to highlight all the values which are above 20,000. Conditional formatting. Then what I'll do, I'll go here, I'll write one more calculated field. All the sales value should be above 20,000. So it's a conditional formatting and I'll say total sales. Now how should the formula be?
Sales greater than 20,000.
Sales is greater than or equals to 20,000.
20,000.
Now, if you do like this, will we get the results? We don't get proper results because what we have here is sum of sales. Correct? Yes or no? It is sum of sales, not only sales, the aggregated values. So what should I do? I'll say
Sum of sales.
sum of sales. Understand why we should use sum of sales? Understood? Because if I say sales, this is not sales. This is sum of sales. Let's go here and I'll say, okay. And again, can you see that this becomes true or false? Let me take this. I'll remove this now. I'll take this value, put in colors. Can you see? Some colors are getting highlighted. What's happening there? It is highlighting the values which are greater than or equals to 20,000. Now, can we make it dynamic? I want to highlight the values greater than 10,000. What should I do? I'll go here, right click and say edit, and then here I'll make it 10,000 and say okay. And now, yeah, see, greater than 10,000. Now, if you want to make it more than 30,000, again, I have to go edit. Instead, can't we create one parameter? Yes, can we create? Yes. So what I'll do, I'll go here. Now, tell me, do we have a column where we have this 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000? Do we have a column like that? We don't have. So in that case, I have to enter manually. Understood when you have to do it manually? For region, subcategories, selections, and all it is there. But if you go here, I don't have that, say, 5,000, 10,000. We don't have. So what I'll do, I'll go here and I'll say para underscore, and then we'll say 6. Okay. Here, what should we select? We should select
Integer.
integer. Integer. We should select integer. Now it says display format. Now I can say any of these formats, say number format standard. Current value, we'll keep it as is. Now I'll go here and say list.
Add values.
List, I'll say 10,000. Say we'll start from 5,000 or say little bit 10,000. Then I'll say 20,000, 30,000, and say 40,000. Something only row ID. Why? Because I changed this to integer. Okay, right. If I say float, then we'll have decimal numbers. Okay, see here, I'll take the sales. See, all the values will come here. You don't require that. So what I'll do, just create list. Let me quickly create 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, and 40,000. Okay, let me just say okay. And here,
So we haven't selected the integer there. It is float.
no, it's okay. Float is also fine. Not a problem.
Okay. Okay.
Float is also fine because let me tell you why. Because float will take decimal numbers, integer will take without decimal numbers. So anything is fine. Okay, it's not a problem. Right now, I'll say, can you see here it says 10,000, 20,000. I'll click on this 20,000. Is it changing? Is it changing? It's not at all changing. Why? We have not edited the formula at all. It's still fixed value. So what we have to do? You have to go here. The conditional formatting, where is that? Here. Right click and say edit. I will change this to parameter 6. See the naming convention, how it makes our life easy, right? If I would have given say total sales or something, I have to go and search it. Now since I've given this as para, I just give parameter, all the parameters will appear. That's why it's very good practice always. Okay, we keep this in mind, not only here in Excel, in Power BI, in Tableau, anywhere you go, please make sure that you will try to have this naming convention practice. This is very important. No matter whether you are a programmer, analyst, data entry operator, anything. Naming convention is very important. See, when I press PARA, all the list of parameters are coming. I will select the sales, done. Then I'll say OK. See now, automatically it is getting highlighted. See, the difference is very nice. Okay. Now it says 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. I'm not happy with the label. Let me make it as 10K, 20K. I want something like that. But if I say 10K, is it a text or number? It will become text. The K is actually text, but here it is number. Let's try what we'll do for that. I'll go here. I'll say edit. You can see here it says display as. I can take anything here. I can type anything here. Say I'll go. I'll make it as 10K, 20K. Understood? This is just to display, that's all. But in the back end, it will take this value. This should not do anything. I will say, okay, see here. Understood? Let me click on this. See? Parameters are very easy, but you should understand and use it whenever I need it for dynamic maps. There is one more called as range. So what is range? I'll tell you. If you want, sometimes you know what happens. I cannot go and type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I want to filter the value. Say I'll show you one more example is there. We'll come to this range. Let me make it as integer. Range. See, it lasts for minimum value, maximum value. I want from minimum 1 to 10. Also let it be 1 to 100. Here we have something called a step size. I'll say 5. So this will actually give me the parameter values 1, 5, 10, something like that. We'll skip. We have one more example. I'll tell you how to do that, but we'll keep this on hold. Once we do that exercise, that is table functions, and then we'll come back. Okay. All right. So this is for range. List means we can have a list here. See, can you see that? Got list. Okay. When you go to this all, so it will just take all the values. Okay. But as of now, we just keep this on hold. Now what we'll do is we'll come back to the functions. We'll work on something called as table functions. Okay. Let me tell you the requirement. I'll go to another page.
Sir,
Yeah.
can you just show like already you took like sum of sales and the conditional formatting. You changed it to sum of sales is equal to greater than or equal to 10,000, right? So in case if I take only instead of sum of sales, if I take only sales, what will happen? Can you show me that once?
See, I'll tell you, in that case, this will not. Okay.
Unable to hear you.
So we are unable to hear you. I think there's a network issue.
People, now can you hear me?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Having
sir.
some technical issues. I don't know what
Yes.
happened. All right. So, Bhuvan, I'll just explain that later. So let me just finish one more topic and then I'll get back to you. Okay. Right. So let's go to that table function. So yesterday we had this table functions. Let me just open that. Okay. People, what are table functions? Let me tell you. See, table functions are where we can create our own serial numbers by using something called as index and last. Okay. Let me tell you what it is. See, index means we can give an index number. Last means it will give me the index number, but the reverse. Okay. Now let's say, for example, I'll go here. I'll take this subcategory. Okay. And I want a serial number here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My intention is I want to get top 5 values. Okay. Now I'll take the sales. I'll just drop it here. Okay. I want to get top 5 values or say bottom 5 values. Right. So what I'll do, I'll go here. I'll say create calculated field. And what I'll do is I'll say get the index. Just type index, open bracket, close bracket, no parameter, nothing. Just say OK. Let me convert this into table. Okay. Can you see this? Let me remove this. Okay. Where is that get index? I just created. Drag and I'll drop it here. Subcategory. Just this. Can you see this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up to 17 is the index number. I'll tell you. Okay. So this index number, and then I'll take this sales. Fine. What I want is I want to take the first 5, top 5 bars, whatever. Okay. So what I'll do, let me just remove all this. I will go here. Okay. I will just mention top, one more calculated field will create. And here I'll say top n values. Okay. Now here I have this index. There is one column, right? Get index get created. Either directly I can go and I can create that index, or I can take this column. Anything is fine. I wrote that formula so that people can can understand how the index will work. I can go here, not directly. I can say index is greater than or equals to 5 like this. Or you can take this column which we just created, get index is greater than or equals to 5. Anything is fine. Okay. Now let me take this. I'll say, okay, take this, put it in colors. Can you see this? Okay. Now greater than or equals to 5, all these are getting highlighted. So let's change this to less than or equals to. Edit. I'll make it less than or equals to. I'll say, okay, see. Simple. So this is called a stable function where we have this index. It will give me the values from 1 to number of, the values are there. It will give. Now, same thing I can use last. Last means it will give reverse, but the index will start from 0, not from 1. That means 0 to 16. Let me show you. I'll go here. I'll say calculated field and say bottom n values. Okay. We have this last. Same thing. Let me just say OK as of now. I'll convert this to table. Remove all the other values. Okay. Let me take this bottom values, put it here, change this to discrete. See, 16 to 0. Right? Now, if you want to have the values there, I'll just go here, right click and say edit. Here we'll say less than or equals to 4. If you want bottom 5. Understood by 4? Because we're starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'll say okay. Okay, see here, it says true or false because now it becomes true or false. I can take this to colors. And now I'll say take the sales value. See, can you see that? This way, let me sort it. Okay, this way we actually select the bottom. Understood? Now, I want to have the top n values. It can be top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 10 I want. Then what should I do? How will I create the parameter? Let's go here and I'll say parameter. Then here I'll say para, say index. Okay. Now let me take it as integer. And here I'll say range minimum 1, maximum 10. Understood how we can use range now? And here I'll say step sizes by default is 1. You can leave as is, or you can select here and you can give, not a problem. Now let me say okay. Now I have this index show parameter. See, you have the slider, or you can change this to drop down as well. Go here. Let's say one for and type in here. Say yeah, like this. Now let me change this top n values. And here I'll say edit. Here it says 5. What should I do? I'll use this para index. Say okay. Now let's take this top n values and put it here. See, I have this done. Let me make it as 2. See, I want to convert that into drop down. You can do that as well. Let's go here. Para sales, edit. Okay, sorry, should be index, right? Sorry. Right click, edit, and then I'll say list. Just 1 to 10. Step 1. Okay, right? Let's say okay. And now right click, show parameter. Show list. We can have the list. Basically, the drop down is there. See, like this. Understood? So likewise, we can plan accordingly and we can try to use the parameters however I want. Understood how we can use this table functions, the conditional formatting, all these are actually related. Grouping, set. So depending on my requirement, I can do all these things. Okay. All right. So if you go here for parameter, see, we can create another value, say by this parameter also. So another parameter by these parameter also. Let me go here and I'll say string. See? Okay. So likewise, we can, who explore that they're all interrelated. So you have to go one by one. That's why I took all this group, set, parameter, conditional formatting, right? All these are inter and very easy also. Whenever you're preparing for some report generation or some projects, make a list of things what you want to do and see what all options I can use. Simple. Okay. All right. So there is one requirement from Bhavana. So let's try that. Okay. So let me create the table first. Let me take the region and I'll take the sales value. Then we'll take category just make the table a little bigger. And then let me take ship mode. Okay. So the requirement is she wants to see what will happen if I take only sales. Let's go here. We had one. Which was that conditional formatting total sales. Let me take this and put it in colors. So it's getting highlighted. Let's go here and I'll say edit. And let me try this. Okay. Only sales. Right. Dependencies. See, let me remove this. Now, where is that? Total sales. Okay. See, the values are not there. It will not get highlighted because the values are too high. Let's go and try to give. Just go here. Let me just give 500. It's not matching. Because all these are what values I'm getting here is aggregated values. So it will not highlight. So let me just try go here. Say that attribute we cannot use. Discrete. You won't get the proper results because here we'll get only the aggregated values. But still, let me just try with the state. Go here. State. And then I'll take sales. Conditional formatting. Getting some weird results. I'm not understanding what results it's giving, but please give the state. So I'm totally confused what result it is giving. Let me just see if I can remove this. It's not getting me that results. But option itself is not there. Okay, if we actually change something here, then you can see some highlights are happening here. But still, okay, I tell you, please use sum. Okay, Gona, just use sum because there's no option here. Just trying with various
Sure.
different. Yeah. This is just giving me highlights of what. So whatever. So please use sum because the results what you are getting here is only sum. Okay. Right. Right, people. So I'll stop here. Next week, we'll be learning about filters. Okay. Today we learned about the parameters and how to actually use the drop downs and all. But there are something called as filters where we can filter the region, say the date column, the text column, the number column. There are so many various different things. We should be using that in the filters and also these pages where we can animate the graphs or charts or whatever we create. Okay. After that, we'll be going to this worksheet and there are so many interesting options here. There is actions where we can plot a chart. From that chart, again, we can go to some website, open all the details about the website. There are more interesting things. So next week, we'll be learning a little more advanced of whatever we learned. Okay. All right. So I'll stop here. If you people have any questions, you can ask, or else we can close the session and then we can meet next week. Any questions, people online? You people? Questions? Okay. Right, people. Have a great week ahead. I'll catch you guys next week. Take care, all of you. Bye bye.